You. So I just want to say this. So I went for a second opinion on my teeth, and there's no other way around it. I have never been so satisfied in my entire life, to be able to go meet somebody who I've never gone to before. All right, and then these people be so personable and just ask any questions and willing to sit down with me and so forth and so on to figure out exactly what's going on. And then the best part about it is, is the honesty. Not that Nuvia lied to me, because they didn't lie to me. I'm not quite saying that. But all I'm saying is this. If all your teeth are jacked up and like you're dying, and like that's like your only option is to say, you know what, I'm ripping them all out and I'm getting implants. Okay, boom, go do it. Why? It's probably the best option, because if you can't save your teeth, and you know what I mean, then just, you know what I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. But what gets me is that every dentist that I've been to, and most of them swear by it, that if they can save teeth, they're going to save them before they pull them. Why? Because they're your original teeth. It's better off to have your original teeth than to not have anything at all, or implants or anything. Not saying that implants don't work, not saying that dentures don't work. Like, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's better because, you know, it's in your bone. It keeps your bone structured correctly, so that like I don't have teeth in the back of my mouth, so a lot of the bone has shrunken, and you know, as far as that goes. And if I want to get implants, I need to get bone grafts in the back of my jaw or whatever, and that would be the only way to do it. But I go there. He gives me the full rundown, X-rays, which I thought was, you know, my whole thing is this: if your company, and yes, there's like flukes things where something happens and machines are down, but I just thought it was a complete coincidence, or it was completely ironic that when I went to Nuvia, they magically the X-ray machine was down that day, and I'm like, oh, how fucking convenient. So you mean to tell me? So, and this is because this is just shit that confuses me. And it started off with the beginning. I'll start there. Is that I was told and talked to by somebody from Nuvia, saying, hey, we have this promotion going on. It's usually $90 for a consultation, but if we get you in here before Christmas, this was before last Christmas, then it'll be completely free. You know, all we got to do is, once you book the appointment, we'll take a credit card, a form of payment, and we're gonna hold $89.99. And then once we hold $89.99, and then the minute that you walk in that door and you sign in and sign the papers or whatever, then we refund it back to you. I said, oh, okay, that's cool, no big deal. But unfortunately, I couldn't make it. I couldn't even make it before New Year's Eve, right? Let alone Christmas. So I still had the guy's number, and I texted him back, and I said, you know what, maybe on a whim I'll be able to get a hold of this guy again. Maybe he has the same number. Thank God he did, because you go to their fucking website, and it's nothing but it's just pain. It's pain. That's all it is. It's just pain, because you gotta fill out a consultation, and you gotta go through this, and then you gotta watch this video. It's just like, yo, I want to talk to somebody. I want to talk numbers. I'm not here to do all this bullshit. Like, I know what I need. Like, let's get to it. But you can't. So text this number back. And I'm like, hey, not sure if you can still get me in, but I have the time now. Let me know if there's something available or whatever it is, and we'll go from there. So a few hours later, he texts me back, yeah, I can still get you in there, blah, blah, blah. And then he has to call me to confirm, and he's like, okay, yeah, we need a proof of payment, or a credit card or whatever, for the $89 just to hold it, and then, we'll give it back to you once you go into there. And I'm thinking to myself in my head, like, you told me that was a promotion that ended on Christmas. How the fuck are you giving it to me now? Like, you know what I'm saying? It just doesn't make any sense to me. But my whole thing is from what I know from experience, that type of shit that's marketing tactics. They're not running no promotion. All they're doing is making it seem like they're running a promotion, and they want to get you in there because they're trying to get you in there as quick as possible. Why? Because it's a corporate business. They're not trying to push you away. They're not trying to steer you away. They're going to try to lure you in as best as possible so that you go and give them your money. It's just simple as that. You know what I'm saying? So I end up scheduling the appointment for Nuvia, and then wait, and then finally get there, go all the way up, and it's like a literal, like I'm on a fucking commercial. All right, everything's perfect, everything's bright white. There's like fucking music playing in the background, and not like not no instrumental shit. This is like modern, like lyrics and everything, not cuss words and shit, but just like pop music, maybe some rap music that's like pop rap, but not no like bang bang shoot, you know what I mean? I'm cripping blood all day, dad. You know what I'm saying? Not that type of shit. But anyway, go in there, and it's all women except for like maybe one or two guys, and they're attractive for the most part. Not every one of them, but for the most part. And hey, welcome in, blah blah blah. What's your name? And this and that. And she's like super personal, which is cool. Like I like the being polite and kind and shit like that. And she's like, all right, cool. I just need to sign this. Sit back down, sign some shit. Go there, go back. And she's like, oh, sorry, but our X-ray machine is down. So we're not gonna be able to do the X-rays today, but we'll be able to get pictures of your teeth or whatever, so we can get somewhat of an idea. And then the next time you come back, we'll have the X-ray machine ready, and you'll be able to get your X-rays. And I'm thinking to myself, if you knew the X-ray machine was down, it couldn't have just went down just as before I showed up. You know what I'm saying? Because I was there at the crack ass of dawn. Like, somebody had to have known that the machine was down if that was the actual case, which I don't think was the case. And they should have called me and said, hey, let's reschedule, because it's not up, whatever. But no, that didn't happen. So I was like, okay, whatever. And we go into this little office, and this guy comes in, and he starts telling me about the implants, and kind of we get to ask a couple questions. He's not a surgeon or a doctor, so he ain't like knowledgeable about everything. But we kind of go down the line, and then he pretty much just eventually gets right down to the nitty gritty, and is like, all right, cool. So payment. This is what it's going to look like. So it's going to be about, I don't know, what do you say? Let's just say 50 grand for shits and giggles or whatever. And then since I have my dad, thank God for my dad, he has good credit. My credit's not that great. He was running his credit, and long story short, the dude was like, name your number or your price that you want to be at. And I'm thinking to myself, like, it doesn't matter where I want to be at. Like, I want to be at $1 a month, motherfucker. What do you mean? Like, what, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make any sense. I was like, just fucking, damn, spit much. I was like, damn, run the fucking money, run the numbers, and then we'll go from there. You know what I mean? But so go run the numbers, bring it back, give us all the info and all this other bullshit, and then immediately starts pushing to start fucking going to Smile Design, and hey, I'm gonna set you up for this telework call or telemedicine call, whatever the hell it's called, so that you can, talk to the doctors and then a person who's actually done it before and all that other bullshit. I'm like, all right, yeah, whatever. So I had to go back and sit down in the waiting room for a little bit longer, and just maybe, like I said, maybe it's just a coincidence. But what are the chances? Please. What are the chances of a patient who's already got the work done, all right, already healed, already happy, already all that shit, and it comes in and he's the only other person there and sits down all the way on the opposite side of the fucking waiting room, and then immediately starts talking to me and then trying to convince me to get this shit, like, nah, it's easy, yeah, it's a little bit of pain, but if you've been through wisdom teeth or getting teeth extracted, he's like, you already know what the pain is, so it's not that big of a deal. And I just thought it was completely fucking ironic, because I'm like, what are the chances? Not to mention, before we left, she gave us a t-shirt like I was at a fucking carnival ride, and I'm just sitting there like, bro, like, this shit is so corporate and so not personable. It felt like I was on like on the working mill. Just going through the factory. But anyway, yeah. So all that shit happened, and to me, it didn't sit with me well. Everything felt forced. Everything felt like it was super pushy, and it's like they don't give a fuck about nothing, about no human except for your fucking money, man. And I know somebody from Nuvia is probably going to see this and be like, no, that's not true. That's not true at all. Like, nah, I'm sorry, but that is true. Because if it wasn't true, the fucking person, anybody in there would have been like, you know what, you got a lot of teeth in your mouth and they don't look that bad. You could definitely get them fixed. But no, it's not going to get them more money, because now they're being honest, and now the person's going to go somewhere else, and now you lose out on that shit. But my whole thing is that there's a fine line between being fucking honest with somebody and there's another fine line of being a salesman. Yeah, can I sell some shit? Yeah, I can. But I'm not gonna sit here and bullshit you and sell you shit and tell you it's fucking chocolate. In a sense, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just really rubbed me the fucking wrong way. So I ended up going up there and getting a second opinion, and it was the best fucking thing ever. The price, he was like, dude, your teeth aren't that bad. He goes, yes, you have work that needs to be done, and that's okay. We can get that shit done. He goes, and honestly, he goes, if I were you, or you can do whatever you want. He goes, but keep those teeth, man. We can get them clean. We can do whatever we got to do, and then you can get partials so you can have teeth in the back, whatever, so they just snap onto your other teeth, whatever. And I'm like, bet, that sounds like so much better. Not to mention, it's a fraction of the price. Granted, I'm coming out of my pocket $10K, but it's a fraction of the price, man. You went from 50 to 10. Let's just hypothetically say, because I don't know the exact numbers. I'm just kind of going off of the just ballpark shit we were talking about. But anyway, it's just crazy. It's crazy, man. And I get why Nuvia is so expensive, because it's overnight and they guarantee this and they do this and they do that, but it's not personable. And if shit goes wrong and you break your teeth, you got to come out of pocket. Not to mention, you got to come out of your pocket every 1 year of checkups you got to go to $150. And that's not to mention anything else. If something else happens, or I don't know, any complications, you just don't know. And to me, it seems like a money pit, because I'm like, if I'm giving y'all $50,000, y'all better take care of me for life. You know what I'm saying? 50 grand. I'm putting a fucking brand new Cadillac in my mouth. Like, that shit's crazy, yo. That's just crazy. But for anybody out there who is looking for a dentist, go private, please. Unless you don't give a fuck, go private, because you'll enjoy it more. You'll be able to be personal with people. And it's just a way better experience, like way better experience. Sorry for the food, but your brother's hungry.